Hey! Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Hope y'all had a good Thanksgiving. I did, so yeah. Now it's time for some chess. Alright. Let's do Puzzle Rush. Let's give her a go. Come on, stay focused. Alright. There. What am I missing here? Is it queen check? Was there? No, no, no. What am I missing? What am I missing? Let's see if I check. So, oh, we'll give it a check. Okay. We'll take. We'll give it a mate. Grab the queen. We'll do check. Stay focused. See, check. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on. I'm on. Check, 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 check. I'm on. I'm on. Come on. Come on, come on. Come on. What am I missing? What am I missing? See if any taste there. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. What's I gotta do. Shoot. Uh, that's okay. Gotta work on our puzzles now. Good. Good stuff. Okay, dokie. I'm trying to see. Drat. Excuse me. Okay. Excuse me. I was gonna have the rook take, then come down and fork that, but huh. Thought for sure that was the move. Let's see, knight F. Okay, let's see here. Trying to figure out, is there any way? Queen G4, check. King, let's say H2. H1. We check, and then we pick up there. I'm gonna go with it. What? let's see here. So e takes d5. So queen takes d5 check. King h7. So where do we go from there? Let's see here. Let's see. Queen takes f5. Yeah, this would work here because we're threatening a back rank at that point. Yes, we got one. Yes, we got it. We're doing good. Come on, hurrah, hurrah. Yes, 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 yes. Now let's get on a spree. Let's get on a spree. Let's get on a spree. Trying to figure out, see, the queen moved here. If I play knight takes e4, queen takes e4, bishop takes. When the queen moves, we can actually potentially pick up a rook. Baby, yes. Very choppy, but we're getting back. We're getting back. We're getting back. Okay. Right here, and then we could trap the queen. Oh yes. It's out of this world. You gotta love that. It is. Did you watch the candidates match today? It was really exciting. This was. Wait. Hold on. I thought if I take, he takes, I take. Don't I pick up a piece down the line? Oh, championship match. Yep, that's what I mean. Championship match. Not candidates. No, what I was thinking. Let's see here. Hey. Okay. What did I? Let's see here. I kind of get why if we would take, oops, we'll do it again. I'll show you why the other one wouldn't work if we didn't do the knight takes. See, if we plain old took here, he could actually take back with the bishop. And the queen doesn't have to come and grab it. But when we take the bishop, pawn takes, then we play rook takes, the queen does have to take, and then we can come in and checkmate. I didn't consider that. Now we have to take into consideration queen f7 check, king d7, bishop e6. Let's say king c6, so nothing there. What am I missing here? Oh, silly me. Let's do one more shot. We'll try it one more time to get it integrated and implemented into our head. There we go. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. We're doing good. Yep. Well, that's how you get better. You have to constantly go over the ideas. That's what my teacher taught me. So if you make a mistake, you go over it, and you'll eventually figure out why. And even if you know, you'll learn and then equip it into your repertoire of tactics. So That is, that's why we do it. It also lays down myelin where so that you can remember stuff quicker. It's like adding another road to your highway. Okay, we're in check. So if we go rook e7, pawn takes e7. So rook takes e7, pawn takes e7. Bishop takes, queen takes. Oh, true. Very true. That works. That's true as well. Sometimes they go by so fast that over puzzles that they do. You know, if somebody comes in at the last moment, they won't be able to see what the puzzle was. Very true. Yeah, I'm liking this idea as well. And we first check here, and then we grab the bishop. So first you have to you take the pawn, I mean the knight, and then so that the queen doesn't get your knight, you first throw a check in there, and then next you grab it, and the queen wouldn't be able to get your knight now. So you've won, for a rook you won a piece, a whole piece. You have two minor pieces, I believe, for over a rook. I think that's it, yeah. We have such a close thing for our discovery. We almost have a we see this bishop's guarding the rook, so if somehow we were able to dislodge this bishop somehow off of this diagonal, we could pick up this rook. I'm just trying to figure out, is there any way to get it? I was thinking about knight d5, potentially knight d5. It takes advantage of a pin. Oh, it is that bad? Hold on, let me see if it has anything to do. Yikes! It is a little slow. Sometimes it does that. Yeah, I'm thinking that this has got to be it. Drat. I missed that I could take the bishop. Erg. So close. First of all, you take with check, because you're checking them, and then you take, let's try that one more time, because I can't believe it. Nothing. And now you're up, and when he takes, you're up a whole exchange. Drat. Okay, this one's a cross one, so we have to take a look at potentially. We'll look at checks first. Queen f4 check is an idea. Queen f4 check's an idea. And then, but he does have his king d8 to move to. So, do we accomplish much after that? So there's also because none of the checks works. The check here doesn't work because the queen would take. Yes, we go here, but then he can intercept, and well, we really he could just intercept around the world. We go. What I'm thinking about now that maybe the checks don't actually check out, you can go knight e5. With a knight e5 would fork the queen and the knight at the same time, so you would be picking up a whole knight. Yeah, exactly. Okay, now this one you have to move quick, otherwise you're going to get into a problem. He most definitely will turn one of his pawn into a knight and then just wreak havoc with his knights and bishops and everything. So we first have to look, what's the most forcing check that we have? Queen d4 check. The king's going to go to h1, and then we kind of gotta almost like pry the king open. So I'm thinking after king h1, maybe we have to play bishop takes g2, and if then queen bishop takes g2, and queen to e1. That'd be a check. Bishop f1, and then queen takes f1 mate. I believe that's the move. So you check here. And then what we'd eventually do is we'd walk our queen in and basically win. I'll show you. It's kind of an interesting way that you can do it. And basically it's a draw, back and forth, but you can do a walk for a while with your opponent. Yeah. My line is if the queen bishop actually took, but the king took in the other line, which is actually best. Pow. If you guys ever want to go over one of them, just tell me, can we go over the one that we just went over? I'll show you. It's kind of an interesting rook left. Yeah. Just worried about, let me see, let's work that out. Bishop f4, rook takes f4, rook takes h3 check. King g1, Give it a shot. I'm thinking potentially it might be. Nope. One more time. Alright. Oh, it's okay. Hey, we're learning. We're all learning. It's I figure this. It's not over the board, so we should learn from everything right now, so that over the board we don't make a mistake. Excuse me. Sorry, a little thirsty there. My idea is rook takes d4, and when the queen moves, if the queen goes to c2, then we play rook c or d2. Let's see, pawn takes. Whoa, this is getting intense. One more time. There you go. Try one more. I want to check one thing out though. I still wanted to check out why this didn't work. Oh, it covers that. Gotcha. Okay. So you have to be fast. Gotcha. Uh, one. Let's see. One. Let's see. Okay. One. You can't stop it. Hey, how you doing? Take. Oh. I've seen this one before. I just forgot I needed to play the pawn push first. Let's see. Rook takes h6. Rook takes h6. A3. Or sorry, not A3, A2. You have to pull off the rook. The reason this works, I'll show you. If we try it, I'll show you the other ideas I was thinking about. If we play here, he takes, so that loses. If we play here, the bishop, let's see, bishop takes rook, sorry. And if we tried something like this, rook would take at that point. And so we want to somehow get our rook here. So the only way to do that is it forces this trade. H8, and then if he takes, then we get mate in 1. So he can't take. Mate in 1. At this point, the opponent resigned and black won, because whatever happens, even if he tries something like this, we'll just grab the actually just I think your bishop grab it, yeah, and then you can actually play potentially there, and you win a whole piece. But it's all based on having our opponent grab this, and then we get the rook attack. We'll try that one again. Queen takes, because what you're doing is you're cutting off. Oops. I would have blundered there. Let's do that one more time. And I will show you what would happen if the queen took. This is what would happen. So if we play here, right? We took. If the queen took, then you have mate in 1. All the squares are taken. We'll probably stop right here, and we'll go over a Magnus Caruana game. We'll look at it from Fabulous Caruana and Fablesta. Let's see here. Fabi played e4, c5, okay, Magnus played c6, d4, so he takes d4, I take d4, and bishop f6. So Magnus has his two bishops. Okay. Which moves would you like to go over really quick? Oh, I gotcha. You're talking about. Oh, you're talking about Magnus, the Magnus game, and Caruana. Gotcha. I hope that's what you're talking about. Can we go over the move possibilities within the variations they ran? Is it the puzzles or the Magnus and Caruana's games? Or Caruana did Magnus? Okay, gotcha. Okay, I was wondering if you meant that because we had just gone over variations in the puzzle, and I wanted to clarify that. Wow, it's a fire blaster move there, huh? Big time, boom. Yeah, this is a huge. This move here, pawn here is going to be a bone in the throat of Magnus for a while. This is because it's like a choke a point. A4, okay. It's a cementonite. Also, this potentially allows for a rook to come over, and you can then start attacking the king because he knows that Magnus will be castling pretty soon, and of course he does. So now Fabulous Fabi gets ready for the fire blaster attack. There we go. Let's see here. B4. A6. Okay. A3. A5. Out. Okay, so starting to chip away at Fabi's position with A5. Yeah. This one pawn causes this bishop for Magnus to be kind of very not appealing, let's just say the least. Sorry, this little dye close to my eye. Okay, bishop e3, f5. Okay. Wow, that is a fire blaster for sure. Whew. You know, going all out. Wowzers. It's like it's the final round An arcade, man. Big time. Wow. They're one's going like this, the other one's going like that. It's like, wow. Showing no mercy. It is. But it's just like, wow. Fabi's coming up and it's like throwing, this is like fireballs, man, back and forth, like, poo, 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 attack. Wow. And now comes another pawn. It's like, man, they're relentless. Total relentless. And if the knight takes here, which would be a folly idea, and the rook takes, now Fabi has the A file. That's going to be hard for Fireblast. Let me see here. Let me see. Fire attack with the queen coming up the board, attacking here. Don't force. You don't want to force things. And so, how would Magnus handle that? That'd kind of be a problem for him. So that's why he wouldn't trade. He wouldn't want to have a lockdown bind here. So that's why he decided to abstain or not trade. He decided just to move the queen because he didn't want this huge bind to end up happening right here. It had been like a linchpin in a big time problem. Okay. Yeah. The only sitch is, though, this pawn right here that Fabi has really puts a kink in the step of this bishop. I do agree, I do see what you're saying. This variation back here, this would give Magnus two bishops. Yeah, but still, it would make this bishop really unappealing. And it would be really hard for Magnus to actually go after the d-pawn after his knight's been traded off, because his knight is the only really piece that could be attacking this. His bishop would have to somehow get over here to attack it. And this setup here really causes a choke to Magnus's position, so that's why he didn't do it. Many a player probably would have taken, and this looks like it's possible to be taken, but not really, because now you got a fork. So if you played rook over, Fabi would just grab that and then slam the pawn right on home. And if he took, then now you have a rook. You can bring all your rooks and start a queenside an onslaught. Don't want to even go down that path. Ugh. Disgusting of a position it would be. E4, King H1 to get out of this pin here. Yeah, it would be potentially. Good water. So knight b6, knight takes, and bishop takes. This is a very good pawn for Fabi, and he's going to hold on to it for dear life. That pawn's about to fall, and when the king stepped off, this idea that Magnus was setting up, f6 was before the king moved. Magnus's idea was f6, or not f6, sorry, f3, and because of this pin right here, and you couldn't take, you would to get Fabi's bishop, so Fabi sidesteps that. B5, which I don't really think was, in my opinion, was a necessary move. I think this just weakened Magnus's position. That's just me. I don't like that move. I think the only reason he played it was to stop this pawn. But in doing so, he gave up his most powerful bishop. In theory, yeah, he could place a bishop on a6 and stop this pawn from advancing, but you gave up your powerful knight to stop a pawn? The computer, though, thinks that it's a drawn position, which potentially it could be considered a drawn position, because I'd have been tempted just to play this move here. Just, you know what, just hammer it home. You know, you have to do what you gotta do. You have to go for the big KO. And at this point, Fabi would actually have to play pawn takes, not bishop takes, pawn takes, and bishop takes, and maybe bishop to h3. Rook slides over. Boy, not looking too good. There's no more fireballs in this attack here, man. I thought for sure that black would have some sort of, you know, attack, but after this move, it shuts everything down. Wow, not good at all. All of the steam, or as I like to call it, like fire blaster steam, is gone. I always think of those little Lego guys on the Lego cartoons that they're shooting their little bitty things going pew, 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 like that. It's kind of what I was thinking that this move might do. But in the end, it didn't do any of those sounds. It just ended with a all up in smoke. So g5 makes sense now why he didn't play that. G3. This is so that if Magnus does play that, you can actually come up and play here. If he comes over, you can play rook e1. If it comes down, you could play your bishop there and stop the mate. And Fabi would be up a piece. So he already has this idea: takes, over, and then back after he comes down in mind. So don't worry that Fabi didn't see this here, okay, and a potential mate after this pawn push. He did. Trust me, they don't study and look at patterns. What if he took? Oh, what if he took this? Oh, that? Just try to think what I'd take with the. It's kind of, I know, strange to think. Why take with the G pawn? I wouldn't want to take with my H pawn, because in theory you're giving your opponent the pawns would look like this, and in theory he could get a pass pawn this way. But if you oops, sorry, let me see, not F takes. If you take this way, he meets two pawns with two pawns. He does have this passer, trade rooks. He does have that. Okay, let's say I'm trying to see, what do I want to take with? Probably I'd take with the queen, because I want to, well, I can't take with the queen. The queen would get the the queen would get the pawn, so you'd have to take with the bishop at that point. Yeah, so that'd be kind of a problem. Actually, now that I think about it, I like this best. I like this attack better. We retake with the rook. Then when the queen moves, we can actually now double up attack on the rooks. I changed my mind on that. There's no reason for this rook to stay over here. Just slide over, grab the pawn, now you're double attacking. Or potentially maybe even better than that, my bad, sorry, is if we took here, if the king took, now we get his queen, so yeah, and if he tried to, then if he moves here, you just won a pawn, so then you just retreat back. And now you're still threatening this move in here. So the queen would have to basically go like that. But then again, you have that, and now you're up a creek without a paddle, because now you have a check, and you can actually potentially, let me see, you'd want to take the bishop first, you come back, and then I believe that this is mate. Or no, it's not mate. Oh, now it'd be mate. So I'm trying to figure out where would be a good spot for the queen to flee to. I'm going to let the engine decide because I'm stumped. Oh, it likes it there. And then at this point, you would double up rooks because there's none of this. And if here, then you'd have to push. And it'd be about equal again. About equal again. Yeah, it would be not a good outcome. Now we can potentially take here with an attack on the queen. So he has to shut that down. Just takes, queen takes pawn. Sneaky move is Fabio would have to give his rook up for the bishop and pawn. So rook d1. In theory now it should be a draw, only if one makes a mistake. Yeah, this was kind of a dubious move. And yeah, this right here, this is when the audience got really excited. It's like, What just happened here? You don't play like that. No, 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 no. No, you don't. You could play there. I was thinking of something like this. That potentially after here, you now can get this flowing. That was an idea I was looking at. B5. He plays there, and now A check. But I like this idea here. I was thinking about that. And if he takes here, then he loses. So the only take he can do is that. And then what we do is we take, he takes, and then we can grab a pawn. If he comes down here, we come over here. If he grabs this pawn, we grab that pawn. If he tries to get the pawns are rolling, we just give him a check. And there's no way to stop the pawn queening. There has to be a reason that this doesn't work. Let's see why. Okay. So I missed that for sure. Okay. I always wanted to work this out, so let's see if we can work it out to the very end to see what would actually happen. Let's just work it out. Let's see if it would actually be a draw. Yeah, it would end up... Oh, interesting. So a new move. So it ended up being a draw. So it had been a draw anyways. You guys have any questions about after the, do you have any questions here on the Magnus and Fabi game? It's gonna be interesting to see what the last two games bring. It's gonna be like fire, you know, pew, 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 fire blasting. That'd be cool. I gotta say, if he can continue to keep up his defenses Magnus may hold through this, and it's going to be pretty interesting then if it comes to the blitz and rapids. Yeah, very aggressive game. Yeah, I agree. So, do you guys have any questions on this? I'll give you guys a minute to respond, if because sometimes there's a delay. Okay. Well, guys, I wanted to thank you for logging on. This is great. We learned a whole bunch. We're improving, and you know what? The whole thing is getting better, and we get to learn from two super grandmasters. You can't ask for anything better than that. You know, you got those games that are like big. I call them booms are fire blast games that things are going back and forth, like that, and it's like whoa. Kind of reminded me of like catapults when they're one fire at the other back and forth, and it's like wow. And that's the powerhouse that these two great champions are showing us, and I'm glad that they are, because we get to learn from it, and the next generation gets to enjoy the beauty of their play. So I hope they continue to keep doing good, and you know what it's all comes down to who's the best prepared, and that's what we always talk about. Who can know, you can know, but if you can apply what you know, then that will make you a player up and beyond the Call of Duty, as they would say. You can have a will to do something, but unless you actually do it, it won't come to pass. So it's those two players, Fabi and Magnus, who can take their knowledge and apply it the best on the chessboard using the pieces. It's going to be the one who wins. It's the depth of their knowledge that they're going to be tapping into, and it's who can go the furthest in classic. Like, there are no limits. That's what Bruce Lee said. There are plateaus. So in life, in chess, you're gonna feel like I've reached a plateau and I can't go any further. Well, that's when he says, go beyond it. What that means is you have to find out what's holding you back from that, and make sure it's a something that's not just that we think is holding us back. If it's some thing in your life that is holding you back, do that. But just make sure it's something that really is. You guys know what I mean. And because trust me, sometimes it's not people. Some people think it's that person is holding me back. No, no, no. So it's sometimes somebody within us that's holding us back. We need to mature as a chess player, mentally, physically, and psychologically. And sometimes it's just that psychological maturance that takes time, and when it clicks, you'll see a big jump again, and then you'll reach another plateau, and then you'll have to re-examine yourself and find out again what is keeping you from jumping to that next plateau. And when you fix that, of course through the Lord, you'll be able to jump to the next one. And then sometimes it feels like tiring. I have to constantly double check myself. Yeah, but remember, my teacher always told me to do is this: stop for a second. He says, sit down, imagine that you're on a stairs and you're on one of those steps. Sit down for a second, turn around, and look at how many steps you have already climbed. Bruce Lee calls them plateaus. My teacher called them steps. And he says that will help you to continue to make it all the way up to the top of the staircase. in chess. So just take that to heart, that yes, there's more plateaus to come or more stairs to come, but think of how far, my friends, that you have come, and that will give you the courage, hope, and faith, of course, in the Lord, to keep climbing up those steps, even if it is, difficult, and you have to analyze what's the thing that's keeping you from going to that next step. But I know you guys could do it. I believe in you. You guys have proven that you know your tactics, and you guys can figure out, of course, with Lord, what the problem is and fix it. We have to always remember that we talk about coal under pressure becomes a diamond, but before it's put under pressure, it's just coal, something that isn't really valuable. But when it's put under pressure and out comes a diamond that's very valuable, trust me, probably the coal under that pressure didn't really appreciate it. But when it changed from coal into a diamond, uh, it's really probably was happy after that. But during that compression time, no, 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 no. But like a sword, when it's dull and it starts getting sharpened on a sharpening stone, it starts sparking and stuff like that. It's like, I don't like this, but when it's done, think of what it could actually do, and that's the cool thing. It can, like during the medieval times, it could save a life if there's somebody that was going to be being robbed. You can come over and help them, and of course you got to know how to use the sword. So the sword, the sharpness of our mind, needs to be able to be used on a chessboard. Let me see. Let me give you a little bit more wisdom on this wonderful Thanksgiving Day. So I hope you guys all had a great Thanksgiving, and so that's what it's truly about: family, friends. And I guess what we always say is we hang up our hats, we hang up our coat, and we sit down and study when most won't. We do, and that makes all the difference. Trust me, it does. When most aren't going to study and you do, and you sit down at that board and you play those pieces, oh, you'll be so happy that you did. And you know what? Like Hannibal Smith, you have to be the one to push the position. You have to be the one to believe that you are the game master. You are the one who, you know, can dominate all the games that are out there. I remember on it was funny, the pixel thing, when at the very end, when he has to face the Donkey Kong. That's the coolest one. He had to believe that, because that was the one that he actually failed in to win his the tournament as the in the 80s, the arcade champion. I always liked that story, that he says it was the Donkey Kong. It was one of those barrels that knocked over. He played Donkey Kong the Mario with the hammer, and when he realized that he actually won and he was the champion, he beat he beat the Donkey Kong game when he was synthesized inside there. It was really cool. I thought that was a pretty cool one. And it ended up that, you know what? It's like what we say, plateaus. He had reached a plateau and he couldn't go beyond it, but it was himself that was holding it back. So there we go. And I'll leave you guys with that thought. And as Wesley So says, for the Lord Jesus, and as I say, God bless. I'll see you guys next time on Chess Crutcher TV. Have a blessed morning, afternoon, and evening. And Lord willing, I'll be back on tomorrow. And because there's going to be no games, it's a rest day. We're going to go over some more of our Scotch game and learn from it, and keep pushing forward and learning, and keep climbing up those steps and pushing forward. Great job. 2 thumbs up, guys. Yes. Go Team Chess Cruncher. Hoorah. Be blessed, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.